Good morning, traders. Michael Sabo here with MF Global. Coming to you here on Thursday, October 6th. Going to bring you some opening commentary here in the energy markets. First off, want to remind traders here this afternoon, I am doing a webinar. It's a part in a series here, Opportunity in Options. Talking about some current option strategies we have going on, some ratio spreads here in the corn. I'm going to give some updates on that. Also talk about some new plays that I'm looking there in that December corn as well. So if you have some interest in learning about the options market, be sure to tune in. You do have to register for that. So call me or shoot me an email and I will respond to you with the link so you can get registered and get set up for it. That is going to be this afternoon. So let's move on here to the energy markets here. We're going to start off here with the crude oil. As you see, I've got a November crude oil chart up here. We're currently trading around 79.67. We're off about a penny here right now. Firmer tone here on the overnight here, and then we kind of pulled back here a little bit. Let's start talking here about yesterday. As we can see here yesterday, pretty impressive move here. Crude prices were up about $4 a barrel, as we saw, improving macro picture here. Outside markets very strong, equities markets very strong. We're seeing much stronger market here today in terms of the equities markets, a weaker dollar, so really helping keep a positive tone to crude. Although I think today we're going to see, a little bit of profit taking here in that crude market. We do have obviously some fresh supply concerns here in the market that's helping keep crude prices firmer. In addition to that, yesterday's DOE numbers, we saw a much larger than expected draw. We came in around 4.6 million barrels. Now, if you remember, Tuesday's API numbers were a draw about 3 million barrels. Initially, there were some expectations that we could see a slight build in the stockpiles of about 1 million barrels. And then, of course, we saw that unexpected draw. So that, coupled with the firmer outside markets and the weaker dollar, really helped prop that market up. And, like I said, today here on the overnight, we saw a firmer tone, although we have come back. I do expect to see maybe a little bit of profit taking, coming out of that market. Expect to see a little bit of pullback. But with that being said here, I think down around, if we do start to see things pull negative here around 79 to around 78.80, I think you could see some strong support coming into that market. So we'll keep an eye on that. A lot of it, I think, is going to be dependent upon our equity markets here and see what kind of tone those take. Of course, we've seen a big run up there. We start to see a little bit of steam coming out of that market, a little bit of pullback here. I think you will see that also transpire here in the crude oil market. We are running right now, when you look at these stockpiles here, we're about 24.6 million barrels below year-ago levels. So keep that in mind. The supply side, like I said, it is a little bit on the tighter side. We take a look at the complex. That's weaker here today. The RBOB's around 258.25. We're off there about 133. The heat around 276.47. We're down there around 119. So a little bit weaker tone there. Bucking the trend slightly is nat gas, although we've seen a much weaker tone there. Nat gas right now is around 357.60. We're up about a penny there here roughly. So we do have inventory numbers coming out there. Look at right now they're calling for an injection there of about 100 billion, billion cubic feet. Last year versus last year, you look at last year's numbers are around 84 billion cubic feet. You look at the 5-year average coming in around 74. So they are looking for a substantial build here right now in that nat gas. There have been some tropical storms that have been developing, expected to get up to hurricane status here in the latest one, but doesn't appear that it's going to affect anything right now, or disrupt any natural gas production. So, we'll see how that develops. Give me a call, though, at the trade desk. I want to talk a little bit more about this crude oil market. There's been some great intraday opportunities there, as we've seen a lot of volatility in the market. The number at the trade desk is 1-800-798-7671. And, of course, remember that past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results, and the risk of loss does exist in futures trading.